was wondering, when we were looking for movie commenting movies or movie conveying films on the internet, we were really a bit surprised that we weren't able to find that many. We found yours. You are really kind of a pioneer figure in that field. But and we found the ones by Metzola Seitz, and we found the ones by Jim Emerson, who's an American film critic and weblogger too, and we found the one about THX, Stephen Boone. But we haven't found many more in YouTube or other platforms where you can upload videos. What do you think are the reasons for this? Because one would think that because most of the images are available through DVD or through file sharing or other illegal sources. But what are the reasons for this? What do you think?
I can only comment on what I've seen. I mean, there's definitely a prevalence. There's this huge production of, you know, movie videos that are commenting on other videos in some way or other. Like, I think originally in your program you had one, was the spoof of a trailer for The Shining, where they take footage from The Shining and they make it so that it looks like a comedy about, you know, this angry writer who meets this young boy, and the young boy changes his life and makes him happy. And there are videos like this. My favorite one is it's called 10 Things I Hate About Commandments, which is it takes the 10 Commandments by Cecil B. DeMille with Charlton Heston and Yul Brynner, and it makes it into a high school musical, because it just re-edits the footage and makes it look like they're teenagers in high school and they're like fighting each other, and it's so creative. It was meant to be a joke, but it actually has a kind of critical you know, recontextualization of the film. So this thing happens without people, you know, even thinking that it's film commenting on a film. You know, people just treat it as a joke or as, you know, an easy way to amuse themselves. But what really impresses me is that there is all this creative energy going on where you wouldn't see it before, and it's happening on YouTube. And I think I commented in my essay that I think this is very significant because it's turning the audience into creators. And this is something that's almost unprecedented, I mean, in terms of video work, where the audience now has the capacity to create their own response that has its own artistic, aesthetic value. And so there's more of a dialogue going on. You know, it's not like the 21st century or 19th century where you have an author who is really the authority of a work. And now people have the ability to express their opinions creatively or artistically in their own right, and it becomes more of a dialogue.
Yeah, maybe I can point. Kevin Lee wrote an essay for our website, which you can read since 3 hours or so, since it was online. We put it online, the internet dossier, as we call it, and there you can find many of the things, many of the videos Kevin referenced in his just now. So sorry, one thing maybe which links in a way to the second part of our program, and then we're going to show the videos. In the beginning of this year, in January, there was something happening with YouTube. They put down most of your videos, and I think this has a relation to my question before, in terms of copyright and so on. This made you kind of famous too, because there was a kind of, and this is something I want to add or stress too, because there has been a huge reaction towards the thing YouTube did to your work among American and even European webloggers and film sites. Can you shortly tell us something about this thing which happened there?
Right. So to summarize, in January, what happened was YouTube just just shut off my account, and the reason is because they were having a dispute with Warner Brothers Music, actually, and Warner Brothers basically requested that any content that uses their music be taken down. And that's why if you go and you look at any music videos that are from Warner Brothers Music, the sound is turned off. which is very strange. Like you're just watching video with no music at all. And in some cases, they just take down the video, and that's what they did with mine. And they have like a 3 strikes rule on YouTube. If you have 3 violations, then you lose your account. But what happened was that this policy happened so quickly that they took down my videos all at once. And so I lost my account even before I had the chance to use their built-in feedback mechanism, because the site does give you the chance to submit a counter complaint saying, I have the right to use this. And then so what happens if you do this, then they send a notice to the original complainant, to Warner Brothers, and then Warner Brothers has about 2 weeks to send, to decide if they want to take you to court, or they just say, oh, it's not worth it, just let it go. So I was without an account. I didn't know what to do. I told my friends. My friends started blogging about it. So then the cinephile blogs, it was like big news. But there are only like so many people who care about the cinephile blogs. But fortunately what happened is that there was the digital rights blogs and the law blogs. They found out about it, and then they started blogging about it. And so it kind of grew. And then I got a letter from YouTube saying, we've noticed that there's been all this attention in the media about your account. And we just want to remind you that you do have this this tool, all you do is send this letter to us, and we'll take the steps to see if we can reinstate your videos. So they kind of helped me fix it. And so in some cases, it's not really YouTube's fault. I talked about this with Matt, Solar Sites, and he has a good analogy. YouTube is like the bartender in the bar, and there are 2 people who have a fight in the bar. So they just don't want the fight to happen in their bar and ruin the bar. So they just want to mediate the dispute and have you guys take it outside and resolve it. So, in some ways it's not, they stand as much to lose as anyone, because, YouTube, because Warner Brothers and these corporate interests are applying a lot of pressure on them. So I don't necessarily blame them. I think it's more of big corporate media being very paranoid about how their content may be stolen from us, which I think is just an old-fashioned way of looking at the meaning of creative content and ownership of content. It's obvious that all of this interest and all this creative activity going around a given work is in some ways a compliment to that work. And especially with the work that I do, it doesn't mean to steal from the work itself. If anything, it's like free promotion. And that's something that people need to understand, is that there is a way to I guess capitalize on the interest of people's, that people have on a work. If they're generating all this free content and critical content and adding to the value of the appreciation of a work, then why would you want to suppress that? So this is something that's evolving very much. And I don't have a grand solution or a forecast of how this is going to work out. I just want the ability to make my videos. So what I do now is I put a little fair use notice, which you'll see on the front of this video, as a way of kind of saying, back off. I know what I'm doing here.
Maybe we could pick up on this in the last part of our discussion.
Sure.
And is there anything more you want to say?
I just enjoy the videos, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you.
Okay.